Welcome everybody to episode 139 of the effing title. I am Big Husky, and with me this week, as per last week, are the boys, Fedge and Rob. Fedge, Rob, how you guys doing?
I am doing. Rob's great. I'm doing.
Wonderful.
Good start.
Alright, as you can see, I added a new little thing down at the bottom of the screen here. This shows the total, the locks, and the weekly picks, so you guys can all fully see what happened. Do you guys have any idea how you guys did?
Horrible.
Absolutely not.
So, I went 10-6. Fedge, you went 6-9. Rob, you went 9-7.
Wow.
6-9.
6-10, sorry, 6-10.
Look at
It's
this.
even worse.
Locks, Rob was the only one that got his lock right.
Woohoo! Who'd I pick?
You picked, I can actually tell you, you picked the Dolphins.
Ah, got it.
I just think it's funny that Rob was making fun of my lock. He's like, "Oh, really tough lock to go against the Bears," and it was.
That was a tough block, yeah. Tough block.
And it was. Alright, so let's start this off. How about this? We'll just go good, bad moment. Good, bad thing from week one, what are you guys saying? What's the good, what's the bad? After week one.
I just want to. What? Sorry, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
I have two bad. I don't have much good.
Alright, fair enough, then let's hear it.
I have three bads actually. Bad number one. The Steelers had their shining moment because now they're all injured.
Fair.
Bad number two. The Patriots offense. Ugh. Bad number three. The Denver Broncos head coach is a moron. Done.
All of those are fair.
I think the big takeaway from week one is how dominant the AFC is, and if the AFC does not win the Super Bowl, there's going to be some really big pickups from the NFC, because I just feel like there's a lot of dominant teams in the AFC this year overall, so far. From what I see, I thought the bads were the Tennessee Titans blowing a lead to the New York Giants, which good for them to win. The Cowboys' offensive showing might have been as bad as the Patriots. And then I would like to point out the fact that I'm still riding with this and saying that we all can overreact and think that the Eagles are not as good as they really are, and that the Lions are better than they really are, as I predicted last week, because the game was going to be closer than it should have been.
Fair.
But yeah, other than that, I think there was some exciting games, some boring games. It's another week of Atlanta blowing a nice fourth quarter lead, and life goes on, I guess.
I was surprised by how many close games there were when I didn't think there was going to be that many close games.
Yeah, all the ties.
Yeah, that too. I mean, the fact that week one happened and we already have a fucking tie. Like,
We had a tie, and should have been two if the frickin' Bengals don't suck.
yeah, I mean, so overall, that was my big takeaway is that the games, of course, there was a couple, blowouts really, but it was a lot more closer games than I thought that would be. But so moving on to week two, though. Starting off, Chargers at Chiefs.
This is Thursday night.
This is Thursday night. This is how we're
So,
starting
I'm gonna
the
start
whole
off-
week off.
Sorry, go ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say because it's Thursday night, I always in Thursday night games lean toward the teams that have the best players on defense because it's so hard to prepare for that pass rush.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Chiefs are going to get brought down to earth a little bit here. With that said, Andy Reid is a genius, and if he's able to install little gadgets and weird formations, he might be able to slow down that pass rush. But goddamn, the Chargers' pass rush does look real. So I think they're going to get brought down to earth a little bit this week. And I think the Chargers are going to go 2-0.
Okay.
So I agree with you for the majority of it. I think they're going to get brought down to earth. I think Arizona is a really bad defensive team and made Kansas City look a lot better. Not taken away from Mahomes in the offense. They are a good offensive team. They are good. I will give them that. But I don't think they're as good as they showed against a bad Arizona team. Like you said, I think the defenses do get favored here, but I also like to favor the offense, or I mean the offense, the home team in these situations. And you can say that the defense matters, but I think that the Chargers offense is going to struggle without Keenan Allen. I think it's going to be a big Austin Eckler passing day or like receiving out of the backfield day.
Okay.
And I think with the Chiefs, I don't know how much of the game you actually were able to watch last week, Rob, but I think the Chiefs did a lot of quick game, especially to the running backs, and they didn't really push it downfield as much, which isn't really surprising without their big play, threat in Hill. I think that's how you beat this pass rush. Don't let them get home. Don't have Patrick Mahomes sit back there for 3-4 seconds. Have him get rid of the ball quick. And I think, like you said, I think Andy Reid's going to be ready for this game. But I typically favor the home team in these situations.
So you're on the Chiefs?
I do think Keenan Allen.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs.
Their health does matter in the impact of the game, but I know they're both listed as questionable right now, and obviously a short favor that, but
yeah. So I mean, it's just even if Keenan Allen does play, hamstrings seem to linger. So I think they would be better off resting him. You can't win the division or win a Super Bowl week 1, but you can lose it.
Yep.
Or week 2, sorry, in this case, week 2. But you can lose it there. So
I'm gonna go Chargers. I'm gonna go. I think that the Cardinals' defense is bad. I think Cardinals are bad. Period. But I think that defense is really bad, and I think it's going to be kind of a bad week to a wake-up call defense sort of week. Like I still think, yes, they can get their short pass game going, but eventually it's only a matter of time until Mac and Bosa get there. It's just how fast is it going to happen? And
that's why I think Andy keeps that away from it, keeps it out of their hands. Kind of like a little Patriots of old, where why didn't no one ever get home to Tom? Because they didn't let him get home to Tom. Tom didn't hold on the ball long enough to get home.
True. And another step in the evolution of Pat Mahomes. Like if he can all of a sudden really become one of these QBs that can get rid of the ball really fast now that he's playing against these vaunted pass rushes and everything on a week-to-week basis, then you're going to start sitting there and going, Pat Mahomes is really one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. It's not just because he had all these great weapons. So
I think that's a big thing with Josh Allen's progression too, and I think you saw it a little bit last week where they were playing a lot of too high on him to not let obviously Diggs or obviously outside the couple plays, or Gabriel Davis get deep, and you got to take what the defense is giving you. Sit back. We'll take the underneath stuff. Let your guys. They're all in the NFL. They're all playmakers. Let your guys go get the yards for you. You don't have to throw for 40 yards, and then have them get a 2-yard gain afterwards. Throw for 2 yards or behind the line of scrimmage, and let your guys go make plays. They're all players. You know what I mean? So I think, like you said, I think it could be a nice thing. But is Mahomes going to try to do too much? Scrambling around, holding on the ball a little bit too much. If he does that, like you said, Bosa and Mac are going to get home. They're going to. So you got to get the ball out of his hands, not only for the sake of the team, but also for the sake of keeping yourself healthy.
Fair.
So. Like I said, I'm still going with the Chiefs because I love Reid.
Fair.
Love Andy Reid. So.
Now we go to the 1:00 game. Starting it all off. Dolphins at Ravens.
I like the Dolphins, man. I mean, seeing what they did last week, it's not because of the offense. Like everyone gets all hum-ho. It's that defense is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Rob, haven't we been talking about this for years? Their defense and special teams is actually good, and their offense is just
Yeah,
no, it's true. Like, I mean, and I think the longer that offense gets to gel, early in the year or when teams might be able to sneak out some wins, but I think as they keep progressing, and I mean, you saw it, they find all these different ways to get Tyreek Hill the ball. But I mean, it's just going to slowly keep progressing. I think this team could be a real threat if they can stay healthy.
I mean, we know how Colin goes. I am going to go with the Ravens here. The Ravens look pretty good. It took them a little bit, going back to the whole not playing in preseason for most of the guys.
Mm-hmm.
It took them a little bit to get going. I think they didn't use Mark Andrews, which is surprising to me, and I think he comes alive this game and gets a lot more. My thing with the Dolphins is, which I think is interesting, is that they love keeping their tight ends in, which is not what Mike Gesicki's all about. I think he was targeted twice last week. I think to take that offense to the next level, they are going to have to get their tight ends involved. It's enough to have Waddle. You have obviously Tyreek Hill. You have your backfield presence, but you need to get a little bit of tight end action in there too. I just don't think the Dolphins are ready to do that. Again, I'm going to go with the home team here, so that's why I think it favors the Ravens in my opinion.
Real quick, the other reason I'm picking the Dolphins is because the Ravens are notorious when they play teams like this that like to run the ball, where they're going to play a crap ton of man-to-man. And I think with Kyle Fuller being on the injured reserve now, Marcus Peters being questionable, I think there's a lot of opportunities for Waddle and Tyreek Hill with all those crossing routes and the and offense and everything, them to get open and make big plays.
You also got to remember that Wink's not there anymore, so it's a little bit of a defensive switch.
It could be different, but until I see that difference, I will always associate the Ravens with blitzing and playing man-to-man.
Mm-hmm.
But now you can associate it with the Giants blitzing and playing man-to-man, and we saw it last week, boys.
And they did. Oh yeah,
Let's fucking go.
Of course, I'm gonna go Ravens. I think this is gonna be a really good game. The biggest
low scoring.
Huh?
Close, low-scoring game.
Yeah, I genuinely do, but I don't think this is going to get out of hand at all, because it was tough for the Ravens to run the ball last week. I feel like they were struggling with running it with Kenyon Drake. You can tell that he doesn't really feel comfortable yet in the run scheme that they have. So Lamar was able to do a lot of really good things. He had one interception that was kind of bad, but it was also like 30 yards down the field at the sidelines, so I was like, whatever. Almost like a fucking punt, really. But defensively though, there is a difference. You do notice it, but it's interesting because there's moments where you don't notice it, and then there's big moments where you do notice it. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how. I think it's
those situational moments you'll notice it more. Where you're like, oh yeah, Wink would have brought pressure here.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like wait a minute, why aren't all of our linebackers blitzing right now? It will be. I think it will be a test to see how the Ravens do with Marcus Peters being questionable, with Kyle Fuller getting put on IR, which fucking sucks. Stevens played really well last week, and it will be interesting to see, because I'm assuming that with this happening, with this going down now, you will see more of us running three safeties now that we do have Chuck Clark, Kyle Hamilton, and Marcus Williams. I wouldn't be surprised if all three of them get on the field a lot more in this game.
Slow-ass Marlon Humphreys and Kyle Hamilton covering Tyreek Hill is going to be a great...
Yeah, it is! Yeah, no, I genuinely do think this is a close game. But yeah, I'm gonna go with my Ravens. Jets Browns. Jets at Browns with the giant new elf in the middle of the field in Cleveland.
I know, I saw that. That's pretty legit.
Joe, hey, I promise you this. If Joe Flacco throws the ball 50 times again, the Jets won't win another game. He threw it 59 times.
Oh yeah, and dude, it was
really
ridiculous.
59 times last
Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh my goodness.
59 for 300 yards.
It was absolutely ridiculous watching it, because they were saying that this is I think the most he's ever thrown it was 62, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about that, but I want to say
in a 7 overtime game.
Yeah, exactly.
42. And...
But yeah, no, absolutely insane. Yeah.
But no, the Jets are horrendous. It's Browns, and they're gonna find a way to keep beating these bad teams all the way up till Deshaun comes back.
You know what? I'm going against Rob. I'm saying Jets. Yeah, the Jets are bad, but guess what? Dad's coming back to the AFC North to show him that he still owns that bitch. Daddy Joe.
That's actually a good
defense, and Nick Chubb's gonna run for another 200 yards.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like Colin's point there. Not that I'm gonna agree with it, but I like the point. It's definitely the Browns. I mean, Jacoby's not really doing much to lose these games, which is big for them. And yeah, they'll just get a nice run game going and cruise to a victory here. You know, something that it took a little bit for the Ravens to do, but the Jets are still bad. Breece Hall got off to a slow start. I think he'll start to come on here, but Michael Carter looked good. So I mean, they're still bad. They're still bad. Bad team.
Commanders at Lions.
Lions get on the board, baby. Let's go.
I'm agreeing. I mean, I'm not.
Keep giving the ball to Swift.
Swift is a freaking stud. Dude.
Yeah. He is.
Guy's a stud. He really is.
That two-headed back. I like that two-headed backfield.
I agree. Yeah, it's a nice solid 1-2 punch there, and Jared Goff did well last week. He had the one pick six. Not really sure what he was looking at there, but I like him this week. I like him. Is this one at
in Detroit?
In Detroit. Oh, they start out 2 games, home games, huh? Yeah, I think they get the W here. Get back to 500. Get people to believe that they're for real. I like it.
Detroit is favored. They're given 2.5.
Which means they are not favored, actually. You get 3 points at home, which means they're actually underdogs in this game.
That's fair, yes. But the line says they're favored.
Indianapolis at Jacksonville.
The Colts can't beat the Jaguars. Jaguars all day.
Oh, I was going to say, there's that statistic that they can't beat them in Jacksonville, I think it is.
Exactly.
Did you really just say that?
The Colts can't beat the Jaguars.
I don't care. There's no way the Colts start this season 0-2. No way.
Not.
Colts. Jonathan Taylor runs wild.
1. They won't be 0-2, Jeff. 0-1.
Oh, yeah, true. 1-1. No.
Still
don't do that.
They will not start 0-2, but they will be 0-1.
They 100% were planning on starting the season 2-0, and they won't do that, but they'll be 1-0-1.
Exactly. I'm trying to find the history of the game so I can, because it's let's see here. So at Jacksonville last year, Jacksonville won 26-11. At Jacksonville won 27-20. At Jacksonville win 38-20.
The Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 2014.
Jacksonville.
And it's a changing of the tides. Colts.
Buccaneers at Saints.
Again, Tom Brady struggles against one team. The Saints. Saints all day.
It is wild how it's just literally, it's like he just struggles against this one team.
He struggles
consistently.
I don't know why. Actually, I do. It's because they can get to the passer without blitzing. But he struggles against the Saints, and I think he continues. I think the Buccaneers had a good running game last week, but their pass game at times looked really stagnant. You can tell him missing a lot of time in training camp with the personal issues did hinder his timing with everybody. He's still got Mike Evans, and they still have a good connection, but
and Julio Jones, dude, he connected with Julio too.
Mm-hmm.
That looked good. Yeah. I think I'm going the Bucs here. Yeah, what is it? I think the Saints are actually 4-0 against Brady in the regular season since he joined Tampa. I don't think they've lost him in the regular season, but it's got to change eventually. Alvin Kamara's a little banged up. Michael Thomas is still getting into it. Tom is going to be without Godwin, but it's honestly it depends more on the health of Leonard for me, because the Buccaneers team looked a lot different without Leonard in the backfield, with that other dude there. So I don't know. I'm still leaning Bucks here, and Jameis doesn't get the win for me. Sorry.
I genuinely don't know, so I'm just gonna go with the team that I feel like is just a better team. So I'm gonna go Bucks because I generally have no clue. I was about to go tie.
Tie.
It already happened once. I mean,
I know.
fuck it, right?
I
Like
think I'm the only one that has never picked a tie in our podcast. Just throwing that out there.
probably.
So.
Panthers at Giants.
Ooh. This is a lot better game than I think we would have predicted a little while ago.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go Giants.
I'm also going Giants.
I think that after that week 1 win, they're gonna fucking sit there and be like, "Wait, we can actually fucking do this." And the Panthers to me didn't look good.
I don't think the Panthers are a team that's built to beat teams that can play man to man and blitz. I think it's a bad matchup for them as far as scheme.
Well, also, one of the other things is the wink nose Baker.
Also, Saquon Barkley is a freak healthy. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's wild to think about how, like, you know, I think we've talked about this before off the podcast, just like how good of a player he is. It's just we haven't really been able to fully see it because he's always fucking hurt. But when he isn't hurt,
It's true too. I am going to go Panthers. I'm going to trust Baker again here, and hopefully he doesn't let me down 2 weeks in a row. I think Christian McCaffrey got off to a slow start coming back. I think he gets going here a little bit, and we're going to get some Baker action in our lives.
all right. And the final of the 1 o'clock games, I don't even really feel like we're going to talk about this too much. Patriots Steelers.
What are we talking about?
Just that we're all picking Steelers. I feel I could be wrong.
I'm not picking the Steelers.
No.
Absolutely not. They don't. I would have if T.J. Watt was playing.
Okay.
I mean, you don't even know if Najee Harris is going to play in this game.
Najee Harris is questionable. I also I am not with you guys. I think Trubisky's a terrible quarterback in the NFL. I don't think.
Fucking dare you.
I also don't think Mariota's a good quarterback, and I will go to my grave saying those. So
I mean that one. Like,
Who said Mariota?
yeah, I was gonna say like it.
Owen always likes Mariota.
I liked Mariota because he was at Oregon and he did well there.
So better question though. I mean, outside of these other skill positions, you know, there's another important position in this game, and it's called quarterback. How is Mac Jones is back?
He's fine.
Sure he's just being a little.
Everything's negative. The only one that's tough is that Ty Montgomery was placed on the injured reserve.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the video, but someone from Patriots land does not like Ty Montgomery. Did you hear that video?
A lot of people don't like Ty Montgomery because they think he's old and washed out.
I mean, isn't he?
What?
Isn't he or no?
I mean, I think he still has talent to catch the ball. He's not a running back. But
I'm sure I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
this is
So where you going? You going Steelers?
I'm gonna go. I'm going Steelers.
My lock of the week is this one.
I don't know, man. This is a tough one.
Rob, you said this. You're gonna make this your lock.
Yep, it's my lock of the week because I don't think the Patriots win the next 2. So maybe even the next 3 or 4. So they gotta win one, and this is the one.
This is the one. I'm going to go Pittsburgh at home here. I like the way their defense looked, even without TJ. They were able to get some pressure. Minkah Fitzpatrick looked phenomenal on the back end, which I think is huge for them. It's going to depend a lot on injuries here and see who actually plays this game. But I like it.
I think the game comes down to if the Patriots have any success running the ball, because Cincinnati ran it, but they averaged 2-point-something yards a carry. Like, they didn't actually have any success running the ball, and Burrow had to drop back 53 times. If the Patriots drop back 53 times, they're losing. Like, they're not winning. But if they can have success and balance running the ball, which they did at times against the Dolphins, and again, if their coordinators actually look like they have a game plan and they don't just randomly call plays, I think they have enough talent on their team to beat the middle tier. So,
beat who?
The middle tier teams.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right, starting the 4 o'clock games.
Yeah.
Falcons at Rams.
Rams with a big bounce back here.
What? Against the Falcons? No.
Big bounce back. This is not going to be one of those games where the Falcons even have a chance to blow. I think Mariota looked good in his. He's serviceable this year. No, but like we said, they're just not. They're just not good. They're just not good overall.
I can't believe
What?
the disrespect.
Disrespect of what?
Oh, I'm completely kidding, because the Falcons are going to continue their road to the worst team in the NFL, and they might lose by 50 points.
No, they will not.
They might.
Do you know how hard it is to lose by 50 points in the NFL? Like, come on.
Well, you can call the Falcons this week and ask.
How did you manage to lose by 50 points?
Seahawks at 49ers. Read it the wrong way around.
I don't know, dude. The 49ers look fucking god-awful.
I'm just saying. I'm going Seattle. I'm putting it on the board. I'm going Seattle, and you know what? Geno ain't writing back. It's that simple.
I don't know. I'm going 49ers. I'm going to do it. I'm going to blame a lot of this on the rain. Seattle should not have won that game. If they don't fumble twice inside the one, it's not even close. They had a great game plan coming out at the beginning, moving Geno around, getting him some easy completions. I think he started off like first 13 passes he completed, which is phenomenal. But I'm going 49ers here.
Rob?
I'm sorry. I was sending an email. 49ers and who?
Seahawks.
Again, I think Trey Lance blows. So I'm all in. Go Pete Carrolls. Go the Fighting Peter Carrolls. Go Jim Smith. Go on the store and show everyone how you're still an average quarterback. Fuck you, Trey Lance. I want the 49ers to blow up and have to bench him in week 3 and put Garoppolo in. Because I think
the Fighting Pete Carrolls. Oh, I love it.
I like it.
Bengals at Cowboys.
I don't think the Cowboys can win without Dak Prescott. I'm not even sure if they can win with Dak Prescott.
My double down lock of the week is the Cowboys lose every game without Dak Prescott.
I love how the unanimous picks now are coming in like fucking wildfire.
Pop quiz.
Cooper Rush.
Very good. The real question was, where did he go to college?
Colorado.
Wrong.
San Diego State University with Matt Ariza.
You're closer, but no. Central Michigan.
That was it, motherfucker.
That's the one. He
dude,
went with Antonio Brown back in the day.
this dude couldn't even win in college. To win with this bum-ass Cowboys team.
I just love how he had like 2 or 3, I think he had 2 or 3 either really good preseason games once, or like he had like a good game where he came in late, and it was one of those things where he exploded, and then it's just been like Oh yeah, that was just the adrenaline for like that 20 minutes.
Who did he beat last year? Was it the Vikings?
It was something like that. There was like some random game where like he popped off and everyone fucking fell in love with him.
Yeah.
And then it was one of those things that's like, oh, by the way, remember, he sucks. Yeah, Bengals across the board for that one. Texans.
Yeah, I locked that in. You heard that, right?
Oh, you're locking Bengals, all right?
Yeah.
All right, Bengals at not Bengals. Texans at Broncos. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Yeah.
I really like what the Texans are doing. I don't hate it at all.
I'm going with the Texans.
What?
I'm not going that far.
I'm going with the Texans.
Broncos country, let's ride.
Because it's the dumbest thing ever.
Texans.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride. I wonder how many times he said that in the mirror to get it to the point where he liked how he said it. And how he looked saying it. Broncos country, let's ride! No, that's too aggressive. Broncos country, let's ride. No, too silent.
I'm going Broncos, but I do think
I like the direction the Texans are going.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think they got a good. They'll have an average season this year. I don't hate what they're doing.
Yeah.
Now, does Davis Mills' neck taller than Russell Wilson? That's the real question here.
Russell Wilson doesn't.
Davis Mills, is his neck bigger or smaller than Peyton Manning's forehead?
You guys
Take bets.
are just being rude.
Cardinals at Raiders. Final game at 4:00.
When does Hopkins come back?
6.
Yeah, they're not winning till then.
Fair. I'm going Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders look good for the most part. I mean, it took them a little bit to gel, which it does. I mean, whatever. Things happen, whatever. But, yeah, I mean, I think you got to go Raiders here. Like I said, the Cardinals, especially if they're without J.J. Watt again, like, McDaniels, get your win back on the board, buddy.
All right, so now we go to Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football!
Bears and Packers.
I love this. I can't believe my fruition really went against everything, especially, like, not only did the Packers not win, but the fucking Bears did win. So now there's back to 2 games, and now we're going to have to wait till really late in the season to do all this stuff,
I'm going Packers.
So it sucks. Yeah, I'm going to still go Packers. I don't trust Justin Fields yet, really. Not that I should. But... yeah, what do you got, Rob? What do you got? Who you got? You got the pack here?
My brain says yes, but
my body!
I really don't want to pick them. It looked terrible.
They did.
Can we just talk about this last year, though, real quick? Do you guys remember how the Packers opened last year?
Yeah, they got blown out in week 1. And then they railed off like 14 straight or some shit like that.
They got their shit pushed in week 1 by Jameis throwing 5 touchdowns at like 150 yards.
Oh, shit, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Shit pushed in.
Yeah, he threw 5 touchdowns within like the 5-yard line.
Yeah, stupid. Sorry, go ahead.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Packers because I think the Bears do blow. I think Justin Fields is horrendous, but I'm gonna go with the Packers. But I won't be surprised if it's a close game. The Packers receivers suck. Like
you also got to remember Allen Lazard was not playing though, so you technically, even though I still don't think he's a number 1 receiver, they still were missing their number 1 receiver.
He's still questionable for this week too.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it's possible. So it comes down to that. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has never had help besides Devontae Adams.
The first 4 seconds of the first play of the game, the Packers look bad. The first 4 seconds look great, and then the receiver drops that touchdown pass.
Did you hear the announcers out? They go, touchdown! Oh.
Yeah,
dropped it.
The dude was wide open. It was beautiful. Great throw, everything, and then he drops it. I was like, oh, man, that sucks. So, I mean, I think the Packers, though, their defense just won't let the Bears score. So I think it will be ugly and hideous to watch, but the Packers will win.
First of the 2 Monday night games. Starting off Titans at Bills.
All right, bold prediction here. Really bold.
Okay.
I think the Bills have like a. I think they're going undefeated, dude. I don't think they're losing. I really don't see a game where they're not the better team top to bottom. And I know they could easily have a bad game here or there, but I don't see a single team in the NFL that at any position group you could sit there and say they're not better than, or at least equal to. So I'm going Bills for a very long time, unless there's injuries or something. Like they look real fucking good.
I'm going to...
Also, I saw Derrick Henry get lit up by a Giants linebacker.
Yeah.
Knocked off his feet. I saw Derrick Henry bobble a wildcat snap on 4th and 1. Like, F the.
I'm going Bills.
Stop thinking Ryan Tannehill's a quarterback in the NFL. Grow up.
Exactly.
So obviously we know how I'm going. I mean, obviously I'm going to go with Bills here.
What?
My thing with the Bills last week, okay, is self-inflicted. Okay. The only one in my opinion.
10 points you gave up. Yeah.
So, well, I'm just saying. So, in my opinion, I mean, you guys can disagree with me, whatever. Just tell me your thoughts afterwards. But both of Josh Allen's interceptions were on receivers, or you know, what I mean, they were self-inflicted. They weren't great plays by the defenders. The second one, I mean, he fought for it, whatever. But they weren't, you know what I mean? So the Bills' points they gave up were self-inflicted. And so the Bills blew out a very good defensive team, a very good team in general. They blew them out. They took care of it handily. Was there really any point in that game where you were like, the Bills, you know, aren't looking very good? They're they're down. And you know, I mean, it felt different. It felt weird that, you know, the Bills were just so much better. It looked like, you know, I thought they were better on paper going into the game. And then during the game, I was like, I just feel like they're a lot better. I didn't see really the much of the downfall from the OC calling. If anything, I actually thought he called a phenomenal game.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing I wanted to see was him coming out after halftime to see what adjustments he made, and his second half play calling I think was even better. But like Rob said, I don't know, barring injury, I don't know if you could say that anyone they really play this year, yeah, that team has a better position group than the Bills. A lot of people would have. What's up?
They're the 2008 Patriots. It's going to be the only way I see them losing is in the playoffs, maybe.
Or injury. I mean, barring it. I mean, injuries are unpredicted. But you know, even like going into it, you know, Rob and I have talked about this off air. It's just, you could have argued that there was better running back groups in the NFL, but after seeing that running back group come out there, I was obviously minus the self-inflicted fumbles, which will be fixed. I am not worried about that. Devin Singletary looked like a number one back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he looked really good. You know,
like
churning the feet.
And
He looked good. He looked good. So it's just, you know, I don't like getting, you know, ahead of myself here. You know, I'm not going out and saying, you know, they're going undefeated.
I just said they're going undefeated.
Let's beat the Titans first here. But I
said it. They're going undefeated in the regular season.
I know you said that, and I appreciate.
Put it on record. You want to triple lock it. If they lose the game by points, I don't care. Lock it.
Appreciate the support on that. But like I said, I thought that they looked really good. I don't, you know, I saw this article yesterday that I forget who actually wrote it, but everyone had him ranked number one in their power rankings, and I have to agree with that. There's a lot of times where I think you can make arguments where people are like, yeah, were they really number one? Nah, whatever. But I think the Bills looked fully like the best team in the NFL.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Like
it's not.
So So did you guys know? So this is just a little bit more information here, okay? Since Next Gen Stats was created back whenever here, okay? There's only been 3 times that a team has not blitzed in a game, okay? 2020, the Bills against the Chiefs, they lost. 2021, the regular season game against the Chiefs, they won that game. And last Thursday night, Bills against the Rams. Did not blitz a single time and came away with 7 sacks. Did not blitz. Came away with 7 sacks. That's the Von Miller factor. Like, yeah, I think the up front, the Bills are very much improved. I think, Rob and I were talking about this last week, how much, improved they were. Were they improved? You let go of some guys, but you bring in Shaq Lawson, you bring in Jordan Phillips, who had a phenomenal. I mean, I think he had 2 sacks all last year. I think with the Cardinals, and had 1.5 last game.
Yeah,
he
that's
freaking had
awesome.
a spin move on one game, or on one play, and Cam Akers made a business decision, did not decide to step up into that gap because he would have been crushed along with Stafford.
Made a business.
Their D line just looked dominant.
Sure.
It really it did. It's and just like I said, and what you also got to think about, they're getting back a top 5 corner in the league in Tre'Davious White here in a couple weeks.
Yep.
So not only are you having Dane Jackson on one side in the back, who played a lot last year because of Tre'Davious White's injury, so he got the experience last year. He's getting it this year, and you have 2 of your rookies you had, in your first round pick in Kaiir Elam and the guy you get in this 7th round from just an athletic corner. Like, it just what's his name, Beneford. It just experience. It goes a long way. Goes a long way.
All right, we
So
get it.
I just
Let's move on.
Final game of the week: Vikings at Eagles.
I think this is gonna be one of the best games of the week.
Going Eagles.
What'd you say?
This is what it's like talking to Pats fans back in the day, isn't it? Yeah, we get it. Shut the fuck up. Move on.
But the thing is, I don't even think I'm like, Pats fans are like, there's a lot of Pats fans out there that are arrogant about it. I'm not arrogant about it, in my opinion. I've been through it.
You're going to appreciate it, and then in 5 years, you'll become arrogant because it will happen every fucking year. All right. All right. We're the greatest. Below me. Not down to go. It happens.
I
It
love
will
that.
happen. Get ready. 5-year mark.
I like the Eagles too. Go home favorite here, Eagles. EAGLES, Eagles.
Did you guys even give your locks?
I did. I picked the Bengals.
I haven't given mine yet.
So you're locking this one?
No.
Oh, you have to do it during the game, or it doesn't count.
Yeah. There's no other games, dude.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm picking the
You
Jets.
can't go back. No, there's no backsies.
No backsies. You have to pick this game now.
No.
You just did.
No.
I mean, you picked it really easily.
I mean, I picked the Jets.
There was
Yes.
there was no talk about it at all. You didn't talk about it at all. You just were like Eagles. I think you love the Eagles that much in this matchup.
I mean, I'm picking the
I
Jets,
think
but
the Vikings offense looked great last week.
true.
I think that it's huge coming from a new head coach, new OC. It looked good. Looked good. I don't think Justin Jefferson has 85 yards like he did last week again. There's a lot of times where he was running wide open in the field. I don't know what happened. And the crazy thing with the Vikings is they didn't even really get Dalvin Cook going either. Let him go. I think the Eagles' offense was clicking. I mean, they missed some throws here or there. But they had freaking 4 people score rushing touchdowns in this game.
Mm-hmm. Hurts had 90 yards rushing.
Yeah. He looked good. A.J. Brown and him connected. A lot of them, honestly, were just on little slant plays, too. It'll be amazing once they actually get a little
I don't see Jefferson.
going.
I don't see Jefferson having 9 catches for 184 and 2 touchdowns.
Why?
I agree. He's good, and that's another thing with the Vikings. They didn't really use Adam Thielen at all either.
3 for 36.
But why don't you see that? Do you think James Bradbury is going to lock him down?
He's already locked.
Got it. I'm picking the Vikings. I think the Eagles are extremely overrated, and they just lost their starting D end for the year. So
Did Barnett is he out for the year?
Well, they put him on IR, so whatever that is, 6
Yeah,
weeks.
whatever the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
No, I think honestly,
Vikings.
I think it's a good game though.
I think the Vikings are the best team in the NFC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very. You think the Vikings are? See, I think the Eagles and Vikings are that 1-2 team in the NFC right now.
To me, I don't think. Again, I love the Lions. I understand the Eagles had control of the game the whole time, but the fact that they let them come all the way back to have a chance to win that game, that worries me when you're supposed to be a Super Bowl contending team. Super Bowl contenders, it's the same team that has playoff experience. They've won big games. They've played in big games. They should know how to put a bad team away. And they didn't know how to put a bad team away. The Vikings came out.
But didn't we talk about this? The Lions aren't a bad team. They're just not ready to take that next step next.
So, I mean, but yeah, you should be able to put away mediocre teams then. Like, that's why I also think the Bengals are frauds. Like, I don't think they're going to be good this year because you should be able to put away these mediocre teams. Like, for example, like the Dolphins did to the Patriots. They put them away. They got a lead and they buried them. So I think those are the teams that you can – I know it's early, but by week 3 here, these teams that are putting away these mediocre teams and not letting them come back, nothing like that, I think those are the ones who can sit there and go, they're the ones that have a real shot at this.
Yeah.
We talked about the Bills. The Bills didn't let that Rams vaunted offense get anywhere close. They never had a chance to come back in that second half. They didn't even come.
The difference with that is that that's a good team, though, too. It's not even these mediocre. I mean, Rams' offense is a good team.
That's who the real contenders are. They did that to a good team, not a mediocre.
Yeah.
They did it to a good team.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I want to see the Dolphins do that, too, which is still wild to me. Did you hear that with the Dolphins?
What?
Dolphins fans were chanting, "We want Buffalo" at the end of that game.
Yeah, they're stupid.
I'm not saying the Bills are going to blow them out or the Bills
are going to. That's going to be a good game because again, I think
it is
defense is
especially
good.
in Miami.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins' defense is good, but they got to get through a bunch of other teams first.
Yeah, you're just getting way ahead of yourself to be chanting, we want Buffalo in the first week of the season's against a, less than stellar Patriots team. Like. The Patriots, like you even said, the offense just looked bad. It's just, but partially because you don't have a true coordinator.
Yeah. All right, there we go. There's all the picks. There's everything. Let us know how you guys are doing at home with it. Let us know how your teams are doing. Let us know how much you love it or hate what we just said. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, afternoon, even night, stay trouble, stay safe, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.